Cricket is my passion and I cannot avoid it.
Assalamu alaikum, good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal to your show, to your rather favorite show, Cricket Unplugged with Anis Sajan. Today I have a friend, a legend of Indian cricket, who's called Nawab of Najafgarh, who is the only Indian batsman to score two triple test hundreds, six double hundreds. And when he came on to bat, the bowlers feared because he was playing fearless cricket. And today we are here to discuss with him about India's tour, which is going on. It's locked at 1-1, and we'll definitely talk about what happened in the last at Leeds and what is going to happen at Oval tomorrow. Welcome to the show, Viru bhai.
Thank you very much, Anis bhai. How are you?
I am very good, and you're looking fit and, as always, very sharp.
Thank you very much. Not like you, but yes, I'm getting better.
Well, the only difference is you are in your t-shirt and I'm wearing a jacket. Otherwise, I don't see any difference. Anyway, great to have you on the show, sir. Well, welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Viru bhai, needless to say, you have created so many records in Test cricket, and everybody knows you've scored around more than 8,000 runs, played 100 Test matches for India. Now, what was that in Test cricket you used to do, which the other players are not doing? I'm not saying the other players are not doing. What I mean is that what was that separated Viru from the rest?
I think there are a couple of things, Anis bhai. First, they have to practice the way they want to bat in the match, because I still know that when I was doing throwdowns with Gary Kirsten, I was batting only 60 balls. First 60 ball was important for me. Not 60, even the 30 balls. First 30 balls, how you will play, in the nets, that is important. So I told Gary Kirsten that you can test me out in first 30 balls. You can bowl wherever you want. Don't give me half volley. Don't give me ball to cut. And I have to be, 100% ready for your every ball. So he take a new ball and he tried to bowl a couple of bouncers. Then he bowl good outswinger, then in swingers. And he was not giving me ball to hit. So my 30 balls was I was playing a game, and that's the early morning of the day, and I bat accordingly the way I want to bat in the match. That's how I practice. And when I go to the match, so I was prepared myself that okay, whatever happen. I am ready to play. That what I did during my practice session, and I seen. Indian batting lineup collapse in first inning. I think what they can do is that Rohit Sharma played so many balls, 104 balls, just scored 90 runs. So if you are playing so many balls, what you can do, hit on bad balls where you can score runs. In Test cricket, I can understand, playing a lot of ball is important, but to score on those bad balls is also important. So Indian batsmen miss those tricks that where they can easily hit balls for boundaries, but they didn't do that because of they thought that it's a first day and it's a first session of the morning and we have to leave, we have to defend. I think their Indian batsmen made a mistake and that's why they got out.
That is what you hear from fearless Viru. We must have all seen the movie Sholay. There was one Viru there, and we have one Viru here. The Viru se takkar nahi lena. Anyway, now let me ask you. I remember both your triple hundreds. One in Multan and one in Chennai. One was against Pakistan, one against South Africa. And again, in both that innings, you played that fearless sort of innings where you were not bothered. I remember you stepped out Saqlain Mushtaq and hit a six to reach your double hundred or triple hundred. Maybe I'm not sure about double or triple, but you never had that fear. So you never felt that, no, yeah, I will get out and I will miss this milestone.
I think, why I did that, why I hit 6 or 95 or 195 or 295, because I was set. I was facing these bowlers, throughout the day. And when you're ready, when you score 90 runs or 95 runs, so then what the bowler capable of doing, what the wicket will behave, there is a turn or not, there is a swing or not, there is a seam or not in the wicket. So you already played more than 2 hours and you get to know everything about the bowling and the wicket. So it was, I was so confident that, okay, doesn't matter, I'm on 95, 99 or 90, because I have to bat here 6 hours. So I will not get out. So that kind of confidence, that kind of confidence I was batting with in Multan or in Chennai. So when the bowler comes, so I was prepared myself, okay, because their fielder are up, so it's like I'm batting in power play, and if there is a ball to hit over the top, I will do that. So I will not hesitate. So because of that, I was batting for a couple of hours. So that gave me the confidence to go over the top or don't. And I don't believe in milestones. I believe in scoring runs. Doesn't matter you score 1-0, 100, 200 or 300. You have to contribute. Sometimes, I scored triple century, but India didn't win. Sometimes I didn't score a run, but India won the game. What is important for a batsman is that contribute to win the matches. So that what I believe in. So I never, if I want to focus on that, okay, I have to achieve milestone. So then is a different ball game. Then you won't see Fearless Sehwag. Then I was worried about milestones.
Very well said, Viru. I remember in Melbourne, when you were on 195, you stepped out to Simon Katich and you were caught at the boundary. Otherwise, you would have had probably the 7th double 100. And
Yeah,
at that
absolutely.
time also, I remember that first session, how you batted against Brett Lee. You and Akash Chopra gave India the start. But India probably should have won that test match. But that's what they say, okay, when Virendra Sehwag scores, more often India wins than India loses. Anyway, let me now come to this current test series. You mentioned that India probably went into a shell when batting first. Now, India dominated the first 2 test matches.
Yeah.
Now, if you see between the two sides, the difference are only 2 players majoritarily. One is Anderson, who's picking up the early wickets, and in the bat is Joe Root. So first, let me ask you about Anderson. When you were facing Anderson, what was your mindset?
I think the Indian batsmen are little worried about Anderson. So they know that he's a very experienced bowler, but they are giving a lot of respect to Anderson. I like the way Rishabh Pant playing against Anderson. So he's stepping out, he's hitting him through covers, hitting short pitch balls on Anderson. So you have to be little aggressive against Anderson. Everybody knows that he's a very good bowler. He can bowl you out anytime. So if there is a ball to hit against Anderson, just do it. Don't give him that much respect. That what I did when I played against Anderson. He got me out also, and I scored runs also. So if you play defensive, somebody will get you out. But if you play aggressive, then maybe they will give you more ball to hit for 4s and 6s. So that they have to do against Anderson. Just don't give him that much respect. Just score against Anderson. Try to score against Anderson, because I know he swings the ball, outswinger, in-swinger, but he'll give you opportunity to hit ball also. So, but that if you give a lot of respect to the bowlers, then bowler, वो कहते ना हिंदी में कि वो आपके सर पे चढ़ के बैठ जाएगा. So I think they should attack little more against Anderson.
Virendra Sehwag says you should respect the bowler, but if you get a loose ball, you should not let him go. And that's what Viru always did during his playing days. Now, I asked you about Anderson. Now, India's biggest problem, rather the decode which India has to do, is Joe Root, who has scored more than double of India's highest scorer, KL Rahul, 507 runs. How do you stop this run machine? What would you do as a captain?
So it's very tough if somebody is scoring runs to get him out, because the kind of form he's in, Joe Root, he's not making mistakes. But whenever you get an opportunity to take his catch or to stop his runs, you have to do it as a captain. So we discuss a lot of things during first or second test match, that Indian bowlers or Indian captain giving him easy runs towards point or towards gully. So you have to block those areas and let him play towards mid-off and mid-on. So because he's not playing any shots towards covers, mid-off and mid-on, because if you see the wagon wheel of Joe Root, he's scoring a lot of runs square of the wicket. So don't bowl him back of length and short pitch deliveries. Just bowl on good length areas. Make him play on front foot rather than on back foot, because he's a very good back foot player. So if you just pitch a lot of on good length areas, maybe then he will also give you an opportunity to take a wicket. So if I was a captain, I blocked his run where he's scoring most number of runs. Put the fielder there, let him score somewhere else. Then only he can make mistake and get out.
So Virendra Sehwag says, do not give Joe Root easy runs, because he scores a lot of boundaries, and that is why there is not pressure. There is little pressure on him. All right. India has been probably unchanged except for the first test match. Shardul played and then Ishant came. Now, going into the fourth test match, we all know the momentum has switched to England's side from what it was in India's side. Would you like to see any change?
Only one change, because I played in that era where 7 batsmen and 4 bowlers were enough for to win a test match. So I think if Virat Kohli can go with extra batsmen, because if you're middle order like number 3, 4, 5, they are not scoring runs. Pujara, Kohli, and Rahane, these 3 pillar of India, they are not scoring runs. So if you add an extra batsman, and if you don't score runs, that extra batsman can score runs, and your 4 bowler is enough. Because if you look at that, 5 bowlers or 4 fast bowlers, so 1 bowler is always under ball. So if you look at Jadeja, he hasn't bowled much. So if you play with 4 bowlers and then 7 batsmen, so that maybe help to give a confidence to the captain that okay, if early wicket falls, that still we have enough batting to score runs.
So 2 things what you are telling me, India needs to play 1 extra batsman. So my question is, first, you will stick around with your first 6 batters. You mean to say you will not change because of the form of probably Rahane and Pujara, you'll still stick to them?
Yeah, absolutely. Because, we've seen that even Virat Kohli is not scoring runs, but Ajinkya Rahane just scored 50 at Lords and Pujara scored 90 and 40 odd at Lords. So I'm sure that they will get back into the form, and even Virat Kohli also scored some 40s and 50s. So he's in form, but no need to change their middle order batsmen. So
who will be that number 7 player?
So I think Hanuman.
Which batsman are you backing? Are you backing XYZ player? Which player?
Hanuman Vihari, or maybe Surya Kumar Yadav. Whoever is batting well in the nets, you can pick him.
May I ask you, why don't you pick that youngster from Delhi, Prithvi Shaw, who can be the Virendra Sehwag for India?
You can pick him, but there is no spot for him. No? He cannot bat as an opener because Rahul and Rohit both are scoring runs. Number 3, Pujara is there who scored 91 in last inning. So if he comes and bat number 7, I don't think so. It's not fair for an opener who can bat at 7. So that's why, if you want to pick a middle order, just pick a middle order rather than, I think India made a mistake a couple of times when KL Rahul was an opening batsman and they asked him to bat in middle order. So that is not a correct thing to do that.
All right. So Virendra Sehwag says India needs to take an extra batsman in Vihari, probably because he can also roll his arm and he could be useful in the middle order and should strengthen the batting. Now, the 4 bowlers, you're saying 3 fast bowlers. Would you still pick Jadeja or would you go for Ashwin at Oval?
No, I don't mind picking up Ashwin because he's your number 1 test bowler as a spinner. I don't know what team management thinks that, but in my view, he's your number 1 spinner in the team, and he scored 4 test match hundreds also. He can also score runs. It's not that only Jadeja can score runs. So I think I will go with R. Ashwin.
Well, Virendra Sehwag, I'll correct you. He has 5 test matches 100, and Ravindra Jadeja has got 2 wickets with an average of more than 100 in this series. So,
but Ravindra Jadeja didn't bowl much also in last
76 overs. 76 overs in the 3 test matches.
Yes. So if you look at the 76 overs, he bowled in 3 innings.
Absolutely.
So 6 innings, sorry, 3 test matches, 6 innings. So not much bowling 76 overs in 6 innings. So I think that's why he didn't pick up wicket also. But those wickets were supporting fast bowlers, not the spinner also.
All right. But you still say if you were given a choice, you would pick Ashwin ahead of Jadeja as he's your number 1 spinner.
100%, because Ashwin has a more variety than Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja is a dangerous bowler when there is a grip on the wicket or there is a turn on the wicket. But Ashwin is still, ball slow, ball quicker, ball doosra, ball, carom ball, and he will try to do something to take the wicket. But Ravindra Jadeja's strength is just ball on one area and that's it.
Very fair point. We all hope that the selectors will definitely hear you and pick Ravindra Chandra Ashwin ahead of Jadeja. Now, one important question. Our skipper, we all know, has been going through a tough time. In fact, his average is the lowest among all the top batters. So what would you, if you are Virendra Sehwag, and if I am Virat Kohli, and I ask you this question, Bhaiya, how will I come out of this rut?
I think he's scoring runs. It's not that he's out of form like the way he was in, I think, 2014 tour. He has to look at his videos when he went to England on 2018 tour, where he didn't get out to Henderson and where he didn't get out outside off stumps. So maybe he's chasing a lot of balls outside off stumps. So I know sometimes, you are very hungry to score runs and you chase outside off stump and make a mistake. So, Test cricket is about patience. So show some patience, and I'm sure that Virat Kohli knows how to score 100 rather than somebody else giving him tips. So it's a matter of time. So I think this oval or maybe the next Test match is for Virat Kohli to score big runs.
Well, we hope Viru's words comes right, that oval is the right Test match for him to get runs. And I heard the word patience from somebody who probably was on the go from the ball one. So that was good to hear the word patience. And
no, but
what is
my style of playing was different, and Virat Kohli's style playing of different. So that's why I'm saying that, because he's shown some patience in the past when he was not scoring, and so he left a lot of balls outside of stump, and he scored even 6 or 7 double hundreds in Test cricket. So I'm sure that he knows how to score big runs, and he will, and he's a fighter. He will get back. He will score some big runs in coming matches.
And your advice for your left-hander Rishabh Pant, who is also going through a lean patch, 95 runs in 7 odd innings.
If I'm a part of Indian cricket team as a sports staff, so I will not say anything. I will just say that just be careful with your shot selection, because if your shot selection is good, you will score runs. So don't bother about how you are getting out. Just make sure that when you set, when you are in good form, just capitalize that form to score big runs. If a player score 100, 150, double hundred or triple hundred, then the people or the selector or team management will think twice to drop you from the playing 11. So if he get a start, just make it big and just careful with the shot selection.
And if you must have seen his dismissals, it's come off probably just trying to feel the ball than going for the shots.
Absolutely, because he was chasing outside off stump balls like Kohli and other batsmen are doing that. Sometimes it's difficult if somebody is bowling right arm over the wicket to an angle and going away. So he was basically playing defensive shot and getting out. So it's better to leave that ball or play the shot. So because when you play defensive shot, you will get nothing. So it's better to leave that ball or play that ball. At least you have a chance that if you play, you will score run also, and if you're leaving that then you will not get out.
All right. So my last question to you: the Test match starts in Oval tomorrow. Your prediction for the Test match?
I predict that India.
Baba Sehwag's prediction.
No. I'm saying that I predict before the series that England will win 3-2, but because there was no result in one game, so still my favorite is England will win the series, and but 2-1.
So Virendra Sehwag feels England will win the series 2-1. So the 4th Test match, you don't want to say anything. What you're saying is, out of the 2 Test matches, England will win 1 Test match and 1 Test match will be draw.
Because the way India got out in first inning at Headingley, so India will fight back. India will come back and play hard in this Test match and may be able to draw the Test match. Depend on weather also. In England, you will never know. Weather changes, 2 days of rain and you can draw the Test match.
Well said, Virendra Sehwag. As always, fearless. Enjoyed every moment talking with you, Virubhai. And we look forward to catching up with you very, very soon. You take good care of yourself. Stay fit, stay safe.
Thank you very much, Anish.
Take care, brother. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.